cut the grass, it always makes it grow. How comes I can only grow long hair from my nose? How comes I always cook far too much spaghetti? And why's no clever scientist ever interviewed a Yeti? How comes retail prices always end in 99? And how comes my computer doesn't work all the time? I don't know, I don't know, don't ask me mate, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, don't ask me mate, I don't know, I don't know, I haven't got a clue mate, I don't know, I don't know, don't ask me, I haven't got a clue mate, I don't know. How comes when you want some rain it's nearly always sunny? How comes when you tell a joke it's never half as funny? How comes when you find a sock the other one's in hiding?
Hi Roger, welcome back. Okay, today, midweek, I haven't got a simple skills for you today. What I'm going to do is something a little bit different. It's a little bit of a catch up, the story so far. Things are about to change with the project. If you've been watching this project for some time, then you'll know that we've been doing fabrication, metal fabrication, forever and ever, probably about the last 6 months. It's just been metal fabrication since I started on the nose cone, and then the belly pan, and then this tank console, and now the tailpiece, which is coming on. Great guns. But obviously that's going to change very soon. Let me just turn the heater off a sec. But so yeah, the project itself is about to change. We're going to go into repairing and replacing all the cycle parts. That is to say, things like the brake pads and chain and sprockets. A lot of you mentioned that the chain looks a bit knackered. Well, never bothered with it because it's coming off. With any project, if you're going to project manage it in a forward-thinking way and you want it to be flowing and get done on time, we're talking about doing a project on schedule. We're talking about making it ready to roll out into the sunshine at some semblance of a guided date and time. And I want to put this on the road before the end of this season. That's the only time I'm going forward. But if I didn't, if I just kept drifting along, this could still be on the bench in 3 years' time. Honestly, that is how projects go. There are guys that you've talked to said they've been building a so-and-so in their garage for 5 years because it's the journey for them. They don't really ever intend to get it on the road, but I do. This bike's going to be finished, rolled out into the sunshine, and either sold or just kept for whatever. I think what Penny wants us to do with it when the time comes. But there we are. So forward thinking. The fabrication is so far to the tail. We've done the belly pan, the nose cone, the centre console. I've just got to put the clock unit in that. That's not a long job. And the fabricating of the tail unit. That was a big thing. The tail unit was nailing on me. It was irking me right back at the beginning. So now I've got that far with it. I feel confident that we're going forward. The next thing after that is the under tray. There's going to be a little under tray up underneath with a French light, lives right down inside. Someone say, well, there's indicators to deal with, and as I said to many of you, the indicators are not going anywhere near this tail or anywhere near it. There's a whole new idea for that, so that's another job in its own right. I'll come to it when we get there. Front mudguard's got to be done. It's a legal requirement, so I've got to have a front mudguard, and it will be something that is equally as creative as the rest of the bike. The other thing is these little flute tubes, the little inlet tubes for the air. They're just a plastic tube sticking out the frame at the moment. You know me, that won't do. It's got to be something nicer than that in reflection with the rest of the bike. So I've got to do that, and that pretty much is it. That will probably tie up all the fabrication done. So then after that, we've got other things to consider. We've then got to make this bike purdy. And we've been.
Yeah, we've
It's got to be purdy. Now we've got our friend Mackie Bass coming to do the artwork. Now it will have a silver base, but the artwork on it will be something rather spectacular and amazing. But it isn't just that, and stop there. The frame is this hideous grey. That's going to change. The swing arm, same colour. This hideous sort of gunmetal colour. That's not good. It's all chipped and scratched and horrible. Swing arm's got to come out completely. It's got to have new swing arm bushes. It doesn't need them, they're fine, but on a bike I've put maybe 500 plus hours into, I don't want to be doing that kind of thing in the future. So swing arm bushes will be done. The rear suspension unit's getting replaced completely. I'm going to take the Kawasaki one and bin it. I'm going to put a proper decent one in, probably something like a Nitron, I'm not quite sure, but that will be a nice rear shock going in there. Going to do something trick with the linkage. I'm hoping to make it adjustable so we can adjust the ride height at the back, which will be quite nice. The wheels, this hideous, rather nasty Ford Champagne, I think it's Ford Olympic Gold.
Olympic Gold.
It's Ford Olympic Gold on the wheels. And it's done with 2-pack paint, and there's acres of it on there. They've buried the lettering on the side. There's so much paint, so they're going to be media blasted and powder coated, probably in satin black. So that means new wheel bearings. So you can see what's coming, can't you, folks? What's going to be coming up after the fabrication is all finished is a big old series of videos. The front wheel's the same, that's got to come out. The brake discs on the front are probably about halfway worn. So yet again, why mess about? Why spoil the ship for a ha'porth of tar? It's a good phrase, isn't it? So that's the point. Why mess about? Discs are expensive. We're looking at £300 or so for a pair of front discs, another 100 or so for a rear disc. But honestly, they're not worn out. They're not anywhere near tolerance. But why mess about? Okay, we're putting all this time into a bike like this. Why spoil it? So it's going to get all new discs all round. It's had a brake conversion on the front already. When we bought this, it's got the Nissin 4-pot caliper. The heat is going to notice.
It's so cold.
It's on a thermostat. It's so cold in here. What is temperature right now? It is 11 degrees centigrade in here, so it's not too warm. What's that for the Americans? Let's have a look. What's that in old money? It's 56 degrees. It's not warm in here right now. So anyway, Penny's over there shivering, right, Penny? The heater makes so much noise. Anyway, so there's the point. The discs will get replaced. The calipers have been upgraded. It's got 2006 Suzuki Bandit Nissin 4-pot calipers. They're far better than the original Tokiko junk or Tokiko. The Tokiko calipers are okay while they're working, and they jam up pretty crap, and they just don't grip as hard. You know, they need cleaning and degunking the whole time. The Nissins are brilliant. They're far more effective, and it's got them. So I've got some with the new discs. There'll be some sintered pads coming with those as well. So really upgrade the effect of the brakes. These little pots here, these little hideous plastic pots, they've got to go. They won't do. That's no way they're going to clip on there. That's why I've just left them. I'm going to put something far dinkier on there. So there you can see straight away there is a whole rail of stuff that's going to be done to the cycle parts, and that starts with tearing the back end out completely, supporting it underneath the machine, take the belly pan off, support it, get all that back end out, get all the wheel bearings out, get the swing arm bushes out, send those items off, get that bagged old tyre. The tyres again, got to buy new tyres for it as well. We've probably got close on £2,000 to spend on this thing still. As you saw with what I was doing at the beginning with the board, I've had a complete wipe off of the board. I've taken everything away so far that we've spent and saved, and I'm going to put a new list of stuff because we're going to be buying some serious stuff. So what we've done is, now you know for a fact we bought the radiator from a Chinese supplier. I've completely forgotten who that was. I wouldn't know who to go to if that failed, because I can't remember where we got it from. We'd have to start digging. It's the same exactly with various other bits and pieces. When you start buying stuff from random suppliers, you end up with problems, because if you ever need to send anything back, or you need to exchange anything, you can't do it. It just gets awkward and difficult. So for the coming few months that we've got to do, we have decided to go to a company I've known for many years, a company called Wemoto. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. You can Google it quite easy. I'll put a link underneath. Wemoto are a motorcycle parts supply company. They're a British company, and what they do is they will supply just about anything you need for an older Japanese motorcycle. They are absolutely perfect for this kind of project. And what I thought was the right way to go was to contact them, tell them what I'm doing. We're building a project. I sent them a big old list of parts I'm going to be buying and to see if they could do it. And they said, don't worry about that, just look at the website. And that's what we found, didn't we, Penny?
Yep.
There was, check it out, Wemoto, their website is amazing. It said, link just under there. Their stuff is, rather than looking at exhaust and then trying to find your exhaust and then going to the brakes section and trying to find your bike and order them, and then coming over here and looking at sprockets, all the different sprockets, and trying to find your bike, then order that one. Rather than that, they do it back to front. You put in your bike, you plug in your bike. So put in Kawasaki ZX7R P4, and bang, there comes a massive list in big easy sections, and I need it easy.
I need
it nice and simple. Keep it simple, stupid. And that's what they've done. They're very, very simple. You just scroll down, there's a big old box, that's all the brakes. Moving on, that's all the exhaust they do. Moving on, then that's all the bearings they'll do, then all the seals they'll do. Everything for your bike is under your bike. You just put your bike in, and that's everything Wemoto do. And I was really, really impressed with that. And what we did was we made our first little order. I'm not going to do that with a box cutter, it's scary because there's things in there. So I've got hold of them and I said I want loads of stuff. I've got a big old list of things and I'm going to buy them as we can afford them. So it's quite simply, you start buying stuff now. This fabrication has about, I don't know, I'll stick my neck out and guess 3 months to go. And in 3 months' time, I'm going to start needing big boxes of parts. And there's no way, you know what it's like, boys? There's no way I can afford to just go out there and buy a massive big £2 grand worth of parts. You just don't have that much expendable cash. But what you can do is buy them as you go. And that's what I've been doing. So just as a little heads up to start with, I've gone and bought some of the bits and pieces that we'll need to get going. So this is like Christmas. I love this. Here we go. Right, here we go, Ken. So there we are. There's a couple of the little dash pots. So they will replace the big old ones there, and I'll just make a little bracket. And so on the bars, there'll just be little tiny pots. So that's the sort of thing that I need, and we'll be getting into. Oil filter. I'm going to got some oil coming as well. Brake pads. Here we go, brake pads ordered. What else we got? Sprockets. I've ordered a chain and sprocket kit for now. Don't need any of this stuff yet, but I will do. And when I need it, it will be an expense that comes with everything else. So this is what I'm doing, folks. I'm trying to build this bike in a staggered way. So I'm reaching forward, looking for what sort of thing I'm going to need and building up my stock of stuff. So I'll have a stock shelf with all my parts on it. When I'm ready to put them on, I can just reach on the shelf and put them on the bike. And that's the right way to go. I'm going to do that. Some stickers, chain, and sprockets. I've gone for a JT front sprocket. I've done some front sprockets as well. JT front sprockets are just about the best you can get. They're rock hard, they last forever, and they do combat against that issue of front sprockets wearing out 3 times faster than the rear. So they'll wear out in a group, as it were. You're finding your front and rear sprockets will wear out at the same time. It lasts an awful lot longer. And I've got one of these rather fabulous Sunstar sprockets. Is it open? There we go. So obviously this is no, it's not a show bike, I'll rephrase that. Obviously this is a nice bike, so I've gone to treat myself to one of these Sunstar sprockets, which I think looks rather fantastic. And they're black as well, which looks great because the wheels are going to be black, the swing arm's going to be black. It's going to be a combination of gloss black and satin black, so they'll look rather fantastic. So I've got black sprocket for the rear, and has a fabulous contrast, a gold chain as well.
Oh, I want one of those.
You want one of those, Penny Pit Stop? I think we'll have to get you one of these. Yeah. How many of you guys can buy your wife a motorcycle chain for her birthday? I'm so lucky. I am so lucky. There we go. Now, I've always loved the classic DID Regina Gold chain. They are, in my view, the best there is. And there we are. Come on in close, man. So that's the chain we've chosen for the bike. A DID Regina Gold, something very special, big heavy duty one as well, so it's chunky in appearance. 525 Regina Gold chain, something rather special, I think. So we'll leave all that in there, because I don't need, like I said, don't need any of this yet. This is advanced thinking, advanced buying stuff, so that when the time comes to fit it, I've got it here and I just have to reach for it. Right, put that back in the box. Right. So I'll tidy it up a bit, excuse me, tidy it up a bit now. This is the big old list of stuff that I ordered from them. Just made myself a shopping list. I got wheel bearings to come as well, think about that. This is the initial stuff. Basically what they had in stock, they sent me out straight away, and then I'll pay for it each bit as it comes in. It works quite better that way. So we've got chain sprockets, kit, complete, really nice sprocket, the Sunstar one, I love that, it looks cool, definitely will work with the bike. Spending a little bit more on a cool looking sprocket. When it's a kind of show bike, that's important. Decent gold chain, absolutely love that. Now it seems we have to buy another one.
Well, I got you an idea for a birthday.
There you are. Triumph Scrambler Gold DID chain coming. So I think that'll be a video as well soon. I'll get some Sunstar sprockets for that because they look quite cool. So chain sprockets on a video for Triumph Scrambler coming soon, it seems. And a JT sprocket for the front. Very important to do all three. Never change just one sprocket. Unless it's just the front, blah, 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 we've covered all that. Right, on the braking side, over here, we've got the pads that we need. I've got these little dash pots for the handlebars, which is very important, and more importantly the disc brake bolts, or brake disc bolts. I've been a firm believer forever in never using these twice. If you can come in close, Ben. That's a brake disc bolt. They are a specialised fastener in the sense that they've got this shape. Are you in close on them?
Yep.
Okay, these fasteners have, as you can see, got this shoulder at the end, which when that bolts the disc on, that shoulder, that section there, sits inside the disc. And the disc, when you brake hard and the disc suddenly has a massive rotational force, it forces against the side of this shoulder here. So it's very important. Regular bolts will not do for putting any brake disc in. A brake disc itself, it rotates. As you brake, the wheel is going forwards, you hold that disc still by chomping on the caliper, and that brake it's rotating backwards, force under enormous, almost tons of pressure. If you have a regular bolt, it's bearing on the threads. The threads are little tiny points and it will crush them in no time. Your disc will start to do this and move around, and then the rest of it, well, we don't really have to say, it's highly dangerous. If you're ever going to bolt discs on, put them on with correct and proper disc mounting bolts. What this bike has got is some gold anodized ones. I don't like that, and they're coming out anyway. I believe when you torque these in correctly, you stretch them slightly, so I don't believe in using them twice. They are expensive, they're like £5 each or so. Don't know, about just under £5 a piece, and I've had to buy 15 of them because there are 5 disc bolts to each disc, and I'm replacing all 3 discs. So again, spoilers for Haver the Dar, I'm not going to put 3 new discs on with the old bolts. I had to buy those 15 brake disc bolts. Work it out for yourself, they're like a £5 each. So we're spending money now that's going to get silly. It really is. Probably a couple of grand, like I said, when it's all done. So the disc's still to come. The rear shock's still to come. It's a Nitron shock I'm going to go for. It's a British-made item. They're absolutely superb, and I'll talk to you a lot about that when it comes. It's a big investment, but I think it's worthy. And it's all because I'm putting so many hours into the bike. I'm not having 500 hours in this bike and a crappy, rusted, horrible old rear original shock absorber. Why do that? That's just rubbish. Spend a little bit of money, get a nice one if you can afford it. And they're about 390, just under £400 for the rear shocks. So it's going to be another big investment. Some linkage plates as well, some cool anodized link plates that will make it look quite nice. And they'll all go with a freshly black powder coated rear end. So when that rear end gets reassembled, it'll look rather stunning. So I've got an oil filter as well while I was there, because they do oil filters, plugs, all the servicing stuff you need. The good old-fashioned high flow, I love those filters, they're good. And the oil I'm going to use, probably going to go with rock oil. Do like rock oil, I've used it in my Harley in the past, and various other bikes would be the right oil for this particular bike. So all that is still to come. We've gone, like I said, the whole lot from Wemoto, because we think it's easier to just get hold of them and order it all. And when this starts kicking into gear and all starts being used, this stuff and put on, they'll be great. I can just be on the end of the phone, pick up the phone, they're there, I can have something back the next day. And you don't get that service when you're buying junk from China, could cost pennies. It's alright if it's like the radiator that I simply couldn't get a new one. Kawasaki wanted 4 figures, it was outrageous. So I risked it, and I am taking a punt on a Chinese radiator. If it breaks, I'll have to buy a proper one. But that was a one-off. From now on, all the stuff, especially when it comes to my brakes, my suspension and my ass, I don't want to take risks. So I'm buying the stuff from British companies I can interact with, companies that are there if something goes wrong, and I don't think that's wrong. Do you, Pen?
I would agree with that.
I would agree, especially you're going to get any chain sprockets for your Triumph now. There we are. So that's a roundup. That's the first of much stuff to come. And as I said, from this, I'm trying to run this like a proper project. I'm going to put all these parts on the shelf. Loads more to come. The shock's still to come. Like I said, the discs are still to come. Lots of all the bearings are still to come. When all that arrives, it'll all go on the shelf, ready, and it's all there. And when I need it, I can just reach for it and fit it. And I've got a no flow to the videos, because we have to plan these videos up to 2 weeks ahead, 3 weeks ahead. Anybody out there watching who makes their own videos knows exactly what I mean. Simple as that. Right, was there anything else, Pam?
Well, they're all going to be subject to videos.
They are. This is the other point, isn't it? Think about it. Every single one of these things, we have a chain and sprockets change video coming up. We've done a few of those, but this will be something special. That will be good. We've got the front discs, we've got wheel bearings on all 3 wheels. I know we've done the wheel bearings. In fact, the wheel bearings video on the Triumph is up around 120,000. It's gone mad. So honestly, wheel bearing change is a big thing, and we're going to do it in a slightly different way, a bit more professional this time, because we've got a lot of criticism on the kind of hatchet job we did with fitting them with the old bearings and stuff. So I'm going to fit them with a proper bearing driver and stuff, so you'll see all of that. This will all be the subject of videos: the brakes, the calipers, the discs, all the wheel bearings, swing arm bushes. Never ever done swing arm bushes. I want to take the swing arm out, replace all the bearings and bushes in there, so that will be a nice one to do, because we've done the headstock, didn't we, Pam? All the headstock swing arm, we've done the headstock bearings top and bottom, we did the fork seals as well, so we've done all that, we might as well do the rest. When all that's done, there'll be another 20 or so videos here of all this stuff, especially even right down to simple stuff like changing the oil. So it's all possible, it's all easy, isn't it? There'll be videos to come, loads of fun, and all supported by Wemoto. They're giving us a bit of a price on the stuff. That's what it comes down to. We're buying it all from them, we get a little bit of discount on it. Give them a ring, have a chat with them, talk to them, have a look at the website, wemoto.com. You'll love it. I love that kind of thing. I love anything simple. Yeah, you can stop smirking. I love it easy, I love it simple to use. I haven't got the time in my life, honestly. I go online, stick the bike in, Wemoto, there it is, and they're a massive, great list of things, and you end up rolling down the list. Oh, I need one of them too, tick. Oh, I need one of them too, and that's how I've ended up.
You're like a woman with shoes.
I know, they're like your Imelda Marcos with bike parts in a minute. Honestly, this is good. This is how this list ended up. I only went on there to get myself a chain of sprockets, but I thought, well, I need that, I need that, I need that, and that's how easy it is when you're doing a project to forget things. It causes fits and starts and stops. You have to wait for parts, and how many times do we hear people saying their project is on hold because they're waiting for parts? Doesn't really work for me. I don't like it that way. Anyway, we're going to update the board, aren't we, Pam?
Yep.
I'm going to put a total of everything we've spent so far and everything we've saved so far. So there'll be two little totals, and then I'm just going to start putting all this stuff down, so as it comes in I can add it to the list, and we can keep that all important total of what we're spending on this build as we go along with the hours, which has just rolled over 301 and a half hours so far on this bike. I reckon we've got 200 to go. He said confidently. Anything else, Ben?
Just a word on simple skills.
Yes, simple skills. Thank you for your feedback on the simple skills. We asked you at the weekend, what do you think, what would you like? It seems that soldering is the thing you like the most. That's definitely about a dozen of you said soldering with the soldering iron and so on, or a soldering flame. That's something I think we're going to do, don't you? I've got some materials, got to get some solder, some various chemicals and stuff, so I can do the tinning properly and set up a little jig so you can see it done nice and close up. So we're going to do a soldering video for you at your request. Something else was a bit astonishing, hey Ben, was how many of you asked for things that are already done. The most comical of which, have you got one on rebuilding calipers, Del? Honestly, fell off me chair. Honestly, really? Well, yeah. Please honestly have a look what's already there. You know, we do it for a reason. We put playlists in place at massive request so that you can find things quite easy. Look in the garage mechanic stuff, look in the simple skills, it's all there. And also, as Penny devised a long time ago, put in Delboy's garage and then the thing that you want in a search. So if you want to know how to drill the head out of a stripped Allen bolt, put in Delboy's garage drilling a stripped Allen bolt. It ain't hard. The search engines are brilliant. They'll cross-reference things and they'll find it and give you it in the top 3 videos. It will always come up. That's why we've always titled our videos Delboy's garage and then the thing that it's retaining to. So that's there for you if you need it. But there we are, soldering coming up as a simple skills for next week. We'll just get some materials. I haven't got anything to do with it now. I haven't got any solder. So get that sorted. Okay?
Yep, back in the garage Saturday.
Back in the garage Saturday, more fabrication, and then we've got tools on the giveaway for the weekend, haven't we? So we'll have a fabulous question, one that you can answer quite easily, a little bit easier than the last one, hopefully, and there'll be a tools giveaway from Weehaw Tools, which is quite cool as well. Is that it?
That's it, thank you.
Are we done?
Yep.
Take it easy, ride safe, folks. Thanks for watching and all of your amazing support. We really appreciate it. And check out Wemoto while you're at it. Amazing company, very, very easy to use. Like she says, I knew it easy. See you next time.
How comes when you get a flat you've never got a jack? And every time you join a queue you're always at the back? I don't know. Don't ask me, mate. I don't know. I haven't got a clue, mate. I don't know. Don't ask me, pal. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I just don't know. You can't ask for any more than that, mate. I don't know. How comes when I cut the grass, it always makes it grow? How comes I can only grow long hair from my nose? How comes I always cook far too much spaghetti? Why's no clever scientist